Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drayhan, back once again with another Dungeons & Dragons character conversion. Today we are taking a look at Gandalf. Or whatever title you use, doesn't really matter. Both the grey and the white are canonical, so doesn't really matter which one you call him. Much like one of my other videos, this video was inspired by another YouTuber, Tulok the Barbarian, and his own Gandalf build. Much like my previous one that I covered over Tulok, his build, I felt that his build did not match the canonical aspect of the character. I am not saying that Tulok's build is bad. I'm just saying he missed an important aspect of the canon. His build is terrific. He even lists all the pros and cons at the end of his build. I'll make sure to link Tulok's video in the description down below, that way you can check it out and give him some support. Whether that be a like, a subscribe, or a comment just saying, "We like your build, Tulok." No hate towards Tulok. I'm even subscribed to the guy. Again, however, his build, much like his Nightmare build, is more mechanical. My build is structurally lore-based, just like all my other builds. Anyway, enough of the chitter-chatter. Let's get right down to business with the stats. We will be using the point-buy system as we always do, though I might switch it up and use Tulok's style once in a while. He did go by the point-buy system for a couple of his videos. Anyway, we're using a point-buy system for our build. Our highest stat is going to be intelligence. Second highest is going to be strength, though it's going to be a little bit lower than intelligence at a 13. I'll explain that later. Dexterity and charisma are going to be right after that at a 12, with constitution and wisdom, our lowest stats, at a 10. Alright, race, this is probably the only thing I can agree on Tulok with. The Aasimar race. However, I use the Scourge Aasimar for my build. This will give us a +2 to our charisma and a +1 to our constitution. However, thanks to Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, we can actually change that bonus to our intelligence modifier, giving it a +1 instead. The Aasimar race also gets a 30-foot walking speed, 60 feet of dark vision, some celestial resistance, healing hands, the light bearer feature, which gives us the light cantrip. We also get radiant consumption from our Scourge sub-race, which only happens at 3rd level, by the way. We also get 2 languages, Common and Celestial. Now, for background, usually when I do a character like this, the wise old man, I would go with the sage background, and this is especially true for Gandalf. For the same reason as the Aasimar race, Gandalf is technically a higher being, or technically not a god. He is close to a god. At least the gods in the Lord of the Rings universe. And he is, according to the lore, an immortal. He has lived since the dawn of creation. Roughly. So we're going with the sage background. We get skills in Arcana and History. For languages, we'll grab Elvish and Orcish. It just makes sense. And we also get the feature Researcher. We know just about everything. And if we don't know something, we know where to look for the information we need. Alright, now to go on to class, which Tulok's build lacks. Canonically speaking, Gandalf is a wizard. Again, no hate towards Tulok, he went for the mechanics rather than the lore. And technically wizards are a little bit weaker than the class he uses as far as hit points go. For your skills, you will need to grab Insight and Religion. Again, he's lived a long time. For your spellcasting, you get the Intelligence modifier, and you also get Ritual casting. And since you're a wizard, you also get Arcane Recovery. At a level 2 wizard, you get an Arcane Tradition. Now, normally, I would go with the Order of Scribes. Again, for the sake of lore, Gandalf has lived a really long time. He's probably one of the first wizards. So, being able to alter the formula of your spells would make sense for Gandalf, since you basically wrote the spells, or at least were around when the spells were written. However, again, we're going with the fact that he is technically a immortal that was around the time of the gods in the Lord of the Rings universe. So we're going with the School of Divination. You'll get the Divination Sovereign on the Portent. At level 4 wizard, we're skipping level 3 since we don't get any features. Level 4 is getting a ability score improvement. If you want to go with the ability score improvement, increase your charisma by 2. However, if you want a feat, I recommend the Warcaster feat. Now, we've gone over Warcaster so many times, it's not even funny, so I'm not even going to list what it gives you. But it makes casting spells so much easier. And it'll be a lot harder for you to lose concentration on your spells. At level 6 wizard, we get the Expert Divination from our Divination School. Going on to level 8 wizard, we get another ability score improvement if we so choose. And if you have not gotten a feat so far, you'll be increasing your intelligence to an 18. Again, if you want a feat, I would recommend the Meta Magic Adept, since we are using Touch's Cauldron of Everything for our original stat bonuses. You get 2 Meta Magic options. I would recommend the Quickened Spell, my apologies, a little bit of tongue tie there. And I would also recommend Transmuted Spell. This is going to be my new favorite meta magic feature. With this, you can change the type of damage that your spell does, as long as it doesn't do radiant or necrotic or force. It's going to be an elemental damage. So you can change a lightning spell into a poison spell. Or you can change that powerful fireball into more like a acid bubble. Anyway, it's just a very cool meta magic feature that I think would be useful for Gandalf. Moving on, we are going to now multi-class. And I think the best class to multi-class into is the Paladin. Because, according to the lore, this is actually in the movies, Gandalf does sign an oath to be a protector of the One Ring. So, yes, Paladin would make sense. And again, Paladins have a connection to gods in some builds, so it would make sense for Gandalf to have Paladin levels. And this is more for killing off creatures very quickly. You get a new hit die, which is a 1d10. You also get Divine Sense, and lay on hands, some more healing magic for you, which will be important when you have a few characters who don't take precautions. Level 2 Paladin gets a fighting style. I would recommend Blessed Warrior, and for your spells that you get with it, Word of Radiance and Spare the Dying make the most sense. You also get some spell casting for your Paladin, and it uses your Charisma modifier. And you also get the Divine Smite feature, which will increase your weapon's damage. Gandalf has been shown to use a sword in some of the later movies. And with that being said, that is all for today's video, my dear viewers. Again, massive props to Tulok the Barbarian and his build. Not a lore build, but a mechanic build. Again, make sure to click the link down below to check out his video and give him some support. Until next time, my dear viewers, this has been Drehan, and I am offline. Also, put down in the description on who you want to see next in a character conversion video. I always look forward to seeing what recommendations you have.